Prologue, EPS perspective. Jasmine refused to look at me as she sat next to me with her arms and legs crossed. She and Hyena don't really get along, and I don't blame her. We're waiting on Hyena to explain to Mom why. My mom was in the back of the room with Joria, most likely trying to get a full explanation as to why she was unhappy in her life. Jess, I started. You and I both know that I don't need your explanation. She sighed and looked at me. I just want to get this portion of the explanation done with. I know that you hate my little brother, but maybe you could use another emotion besides anger around him? I suggested. Who said I was angry? She said, clearly annoyed. We all heard the small creak on the door slowly opening. I turned my head towards the door to see my brother, Hyena Syara, slowly creeping into the room.
Hey, hi everyone.
He closed the door and walked up to Jasmine.
Hey, Jess.
He bent down and kissed her cheek, to which she responded by backhanding him across the face. He held his cheek, his face twisting with pain.
Ow!
Honestly, you should have expected that, I told him, trying not to laugh. You know how she feels about you. He shrugged.
Worth a shot. After all, she felt the exact opposite 4 years ago.
Jasmine crossed her arms and raised her eyebrows, looking at him. Speaking of which, guess where we are in the explanation? He started backing up.
Oh, in that case,
Jasmine grabbed his wrist tightly and pulled him forward. This isn't just an explanation for your mom. I need to hear your excuse in full. He sat down next to me, away from Jasmine.
I'll explain if you keep her away from me, Lypye.
No promises. I smirked, clearly amused. My mom walked back to us, and Joria sat down on the other side of Jasmine. Okay, Mom started. Why do you hate my son? Good question, Jasmine said sarcastically, looking at Hyena. Why do I hate you? Hyena shrunk down in his seat.
You have to promise to keep her away from me if I go into full detail.
Where do we even start with this one? Joria asked. I can start this one, Jasmine started. It started almost 4 years ago. I was in the middle of college, 20 years old at this point. Lypye and I had just gotten our first apartment. Chapter 1. New. Jasmine's perspective. Lypye, who was disguised as Sarah Brown, and I walked into our new apartment together, the furniture not yet in it. Lypye wore a sunset-colored tank top where it was yellow at the top and red at the bottom, with different shades of yellow and orange in between. She also had on black skinny jeans and black sneakers. My wavy, dirty blonde hair was down and long enough that it was at my shoulders now. I was wearing a loose blue t-shirt, blue jeans, and brown sneakers. What do you think? Lypye asked, pointing to the opposite side of the living room. The couch was here, the TV could be on the other side, and we could let the light from the patio shine in between the two. I like the way you're thinking, I exclaimed. We could also save up enough money to buy a coffee table. We also have our own rooms, which is always nice, she pointed out. I grabbed her wrist and pulled her outside to the moving truck. Katsimar may have given me the day off, but class didn't. Let's hurry and get everything unloaded. Lypye and I had gotten everything in the apartment, and I left Lypye to rummage through the boxes while I walked to Katsi University. Today was my favorite class, drama. Raphael was also in that class. I asked him to homecoming during my freshman year, and he had agreed to go with me, but just as friends. He didn't want to be any more than friends, but that didn't stop my heart from racing and my palms started sweating every time I saw him.
Hey.
I heard from behind me. I turned around shyly to face Raphael, and I almost forgot how to breathe. Hey, I said back.
Did you get everything moved in alright?
He asked. I nodded, unable to speak.
That's great. Hey, I was wondering if you could help me out. I'm terrible at math, and my calculus teacher says you're really good. Would you be able to tutor me?
I stared at the ground, shaking, trying to form a word.
I can help you unpack if you need.
He offered. Sure, I said finally. Do you have any plans tonight? He paused for a moment.
Nope. We can walk to your place after class. If you don't have any other classes tonight.
I had gotten my core classes out of the way with 2 years of community college. Nope, I'm all yours, I blurted out. My face felt hot with embarrassment, then I panicked. I mean, to help you tutor. I sighed. I just made it weird. He laughed.
Calm down, I know what you meant.
He grabbed my arm and I blushed.
Let's get to class.
I sat at a desk watching some of the other students. They asked a few people, both guys and girls, to come to the front of the class to learn how to cry on command. I just sat at the back of the class, taking notes. It wasn't like me to not volunteer, but I was so distracted with the thought of Raphael coming over to my place. Shoot! I forgot about Lypye. She didn't really approve of my crush on Raphael, but at the same time, she never gave me a good enough reason to not like him. I decided to call her after class. After all I was doing was tutoring him. He already told me he doesn't have any romantic feelings for me. I remember when he rejected me. I had forced myself not to cry in front of him, but I cried myself to sleep every night for a month. Even if that was 5 years ago, it still, to this day, is hard to get over him. I rested my head on the desk, staring at him 3 rows in front of me. His hair was shaggy brown and came down to the tops of his ears. His tight red t-shirt moved with the muscles in his arms, and his blue jeans, along with his brown sneakers, were neat and clean. He was perfect in every way.